Hi, so this video is talking about the Warhammer Community's article that came from Dan from Age of Sigmar Shorts about narrative play, and I'd like to talk about sort of that and building your own characters and that sort of thing. That's what I'm about, that's what I like doing. So I'm going to sort of delve into one of my characters. I've got it in my little notebook here. This is one of the ideas for my Chaos Lord, for a Chaos Space Marine warband that I'm doing, and I'll tell you about him and how it relates to the sort of article that was on the Warhammer Community's website, and some of the points that he laid out for creating your own characters, and what I did for my character so that it could sort of show you how you go about it. I actually wrote the sort of story for my character already, and it was interesting to sort of see what I'd written for my character in my little notebook versus what the sort of steps that had been provided on the Warhammer Community site. And there were some things I hadn't quite thought of that are interesting, and it shows you that the more you read and the more you sort of follow, the more you can develop your characters. So one of the points also was talking to other people and people you play against. So I think that's really cool. So I'll just sort of dive in straight away. So there are 7 points, and the first one is who they are. My one is Morkar, a Black Legion sort of Chaos Lieutenant. And I'll tell you about him. So where did I get the name Morkar from? Well, Morkar comes from a list of all the names of Chaos Space Marines, or cities of chaos, or tribes from Warhammer Fantasy Battle, the sort of all those sort of chaos books. I've sort of have been trawling through them, and anything interesting that's a cool sounding name I've written down on my list of chaos names. And it's from Warhammer lore, Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, anything. So I just picked the coolest sounding name for me, which is Morkar, and he's my Chaos Lord. So the next point is where does he live? Well, he's a Chaos Space Marine, so he's going to live in the Eye of Terror. But with the opening of the sort of Cicatrix Maledictum and the whole turmoil and the warp, you can have a chaos character sort of mostly anywhere, which is really cool. At the moment, most of any gaming that I've been doing with my Chaos Space Marines against my gaming buddy have been set in a Space Hulk, and I thought it would be really cool to have the sort of come out of the warp of the Space Hulk. And before I do sort of anything, you've got to sort of control this huge conglomeration of vessels. So that's sort of where he's at the moment. He's on a Space Hulk. So the next point is his past. So Morkar killed his previous Chaos Lord. He's very ambitious. He killed his Chaos Lord and took sort of his power for himself, and now he needs to cement his position as the lieutenant of a Chaos Warband and a member of the Zikarion. So he needs to sort of prove himself, and this is it's sort of a quest story about him proving himself. So his loyalties, well, he's ambitious, he's loyal to himself, he's serving under Abaddon and other higher ranking sort of Chaos Lieutenants of the Black Legion. And because he's the Lord of a Chaos Warband, he's sort of ahead of everybody else. He's got people beneath him. The people beneath him are Chaos Sorcerers and Chaos sort of Warpsmiths. They're the next tier for me of the sort of power for his Warband. So he's sort of a new Chaos Lord. He's killed his former Lord, and he's risen in the ranks of his own Warband. But because he's a new Lord and a new sort of Chaos Lieutenant for the whole Black Legion, he's very low ranking, he hasn't proved himself yet, and he needs to sort of provide sort of tribute to Abaddon to make sure that he knows his place in the sort of wider Black Legion. So part of his story is that, as well as proving himself, he needs to provide tribune or something to prove his worth as a Black Legion lieutenant. So his signature sort of weapons, or what makes him unique, are sort of twofold. Firstly, it's I've drawn him here. He's got sort of mecha dendrites, mecha tendrils for legs. He's got a sort of Terminator top, and he's going to have a sort of wiggly, sculpted bottom half, which is going to make him different for other Chaos Lords. He physically looks different. It's all sort of demonic appendages, tentacles, and sort of warpsmith mechanical stuff. So that's all going to be, that's the main difference. And he's got a sort of it's either going to be an amulet or a bit of a thing on him, which is going to be the Heart of Darkness, or the Eye of Darkness. Darkness is a character, another character for my Chaos Warband. It's going to be a demon, and it's a very powerful demon, a very old, ancient demon, and it's been scattered across time and space, been broken up into pieces, and Morkar has, with the help of his sorcerers are sort of guiding him, and he's on a quest to find the pieces of darkness to rebuild up. And the whole sort of idea of darkness actually came from, I think it was in the Black Legion sort of supplement, the Chaos Codex. The sort of, I think it was the Hand of Darkness. It was a sort of piece of equipment that Abaddon used to sap the power out of some of the Blackstone fortresses and sort of to take them for his own, which he then gave to Mortarion as a sort of a bargaining chip or something to sort of secure loyalties and show allegiances. So Morkar has to get the Hand of Darkness off the Death Guard and find all the other pieces of that darkness, sort of legs, heads, eyes, hearts, pieces of darkness, and sort of cobble them together and build them into the demon again. So that's the whole sort of arc of the story, and I've taken pieces I've created pieces for myself, and I've used pieces that are in the sort of Warhammer 40,000 storyline, and so that it sort of permeates through, so it sounds as if it's sort of more plausible. So that's what I've done for my character Morkar, the Chaos Lord of Black Legion, and I hope that sort of shows you how I've done it and how you can do it, and I'd love to know your characters and what you think and how you've gone about it. So yeah, that's just what I've done for my Chaos Lord, and I'm going to show you more about the other characters in my Chaos sort of Black Legion Warband as the weeks and the months progress. So thanks for watching.